get started. Hang on a second. I'll be there in a moment. In facially. I don't know if I should say that, but there we go. Good morning. Let me turn this music down. Holy smokes, is that loud? How y'all doing this morning? Hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday. Twitter Tuesday on the Morning Night Live, where we get most of our news breaking and otherwise from that hellhole known as Twitter. Anyway, I'm glad you're here. I don't have a whole lot to comment, so let's just, how about we just play the intro? Johnny.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way, but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, the one and only P-Dog Knight.
I am one and the same. Good morning, everybody. Stop the music. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. I'm your host, Marty Johnson, also known as P-Dog Knight on the internet. And welcome back to the P-Dog Knight channel. Let me turn that up a bit so you can hear me better. And it is Tuesday, the 25th of October, 2022, where we're still in a funk over this BS with YouTube. But hopefully I'm gonna have a couple people come to the show on Friday. People who have been in this situation or are in this situation just as I have been recently. And I really just want to talk to people about their experience and what, you know, because I'm pretty sure we all have the same experience. I wrote an interesting thread on this because I don't know if you're familiar with Chrissy Mayer. She's I don't know if is she an ex-porn star or something? Or she had something to do with sex stuff, but she has a podcast now and she's pretty funny. She's a funny lady. And she got a strike. For the same reason, I'm pretty sure, because it's from July. It's a video from July. It's a video that said that it's with violence and something hateful, something content. And that's the only thing that was happening in July that kind of everyone covered it because it was just such a funny ad. And she got the strike too. And like I said, I am anticipating that hammer to come down any time now. I don't know if it's going to, but we'll see. I know I covered the same ad just like everybody else. And so, you know, we'll figure it out. But anyway, I want to make sure if you're not following me on Rumble, you might want to do that because whenever this show goes down, that's where it's going to happen. Whenever the show goes down, I will still be broadcasting the show. In fact, the 5 shows that you missed on YouTube are all posted on Rumble. So if you want to go back and see those shows, I don't know if it's interesting to see news after it's been a week, but if you're interested in going back and see those shows, that is where you must go. I am sitting here with my cup of reparations coffee in the Budapest cup from my trip a few weeks ago. And I guess I'm ready to go. So let's say good morning to those of you who have made it. There's a whole bunch. What's all these notifications on my Twitter account? Did I do something? What did I do? Let me check this out here. I think some of it. Oh, because a lot of you retweeted the show. Thank you, Tyler F, Simon Wolfwood, Simon on Bull Nation, and for tweeting out the show. And then I have a few that are from just stuff that I tweeted. Just people reacting to some of my tweets, which happens. But let's say good morning. First, the chat in Rumble today is our friend Avocados Diablo who gets the bell. Whoops. What did I do there? Boomer Tech. And on the Twitter, on the YouTube side, thank you, Zombie Teddy, who's also here first. You also get a bell. Thank you for joining me on the show. And in the Rumble chat, Avocados Diablo, Septus Wolf, Simon Wolfwood, Scribe Light, Dog Thrapple, Thank you for joining me over there. And then on the other side, I got Zombie Teddy. Oh, I said Zombie Teddy. Somnambul Nation, Green Badger Outdoors. Aaron Meredith, good morning. Tarai Deos. Is this really? Oh, no, they're starting to scroll. Attack Alpaca, good morning. Tyler F. Why are you so angry? It's hilarious how many profit from criminals. I'm not sure. I must be... I'm not sure what that means. I'll figure that out eventually. Good morning to Nomad is in the house. Where is that? There it is.
Stop. Hammer time.
And is that everybody? That's kind of everybody. We're a little light today. Budapest is a scam trying to trick us into believing two cities are in fact one. Yes, if you didn't know that was the interesting thing that I learned when we were in Budapest. Budapest is actually two cities. It's kind of like when you say Minneapolis, St. Paul. See, Minneapolis, St. Paul is two cities, twin cities. Well, Buda and Pest are two different cities. They just are separated. In fact, just like Minneapolis, St. Paul, they are separated by a river, the River Danube, which is the place which is the place we went to visit for a day, and then we got on a boat and went upstream towards Regensburg, Germany, with stops in Vienna, Krems, Austria, where else? Passau, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there was 5 cities in 8 days. We had a great time. Holy shit, that was fun. If you want to see more of that, I'm starting to post videos from that trip on my Marty's Big Journey channel, which is my travel channel. That I'm really starting to just now. I have a ton of content. I'm starting to put it together and throwing it on that channel. Usually in small doses though. So usually between 1 and 3 minute videos of just cool things we saw. I'll do a few that are, I'll do a few more in-depth ones, but that one's gonna mostly be short stuff of just cool shit that you don't. If you haven't seen it, you get to see it from my perspective. So if you check out Marty's Big Journey, also get on my P-Dog Night channel on Rumble just as a backup for this channel. Problem is with Marty's Big Journey is if I get the boot from YouTube or, the suspension from YouTube, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to post on my Marty Big Journey channel because I have it under the same email. So I might have to figure out how to move that channel to, I have a whole nother completely separated email set up for other stuff that I don't use anymore. So I used to coach basketball and I used to put up coaching videos on there, but I don't do that anymore. But I might have to move the Marty's Big Journey channel over to there. I have a channel called Yes, That's Marty on YouTube. I'm debating how I'm going to handle all this. So we'll figure it out eventually. So wait a minute. Technically, Budapest is 3. Budapest and Abuda. I did not know that, but we only learned about Buda and Pest. And I'm saying Pest because that's how they say Pest. It's Budapest, not Budapest. So, shall we get into some news today? Let's see. I'm not going to turn the music back on, so I'm just going to close that because that one is bugging the crap out of me. All right, now I can see both chats. I can see the show, and we can move along without any major interruptions. Oh, I forgot to reset the Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. Let me reset that real quick because we do not have a Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. If you do me a favor, though, share the stream. Again, Project 10,000. And I don't know. A lot of you do share the show, so I'm never gonna complain about that. I appreciate that greatly. But if you don't normally share the show, if you do it once in the next few weeks, or once a week, or once a month, I'd be greatly appreciated because we're trying to grow the channel. And also, hit the like button sometime during the show. Put a comment in the comment section if you're watching a replay, and you can sponsor the show at pdognight.live. It's right there at the top of the chat somewhere. It's going to be over there, up there somewhere if you're on desktop, and down there if you're on a phone. I pinned that link to the top of the chat because for some reason my chat bot does not seem to be working. So if you are able to, I'd appreciate it if you'd sponsor the show. And better than Super Chats because, well, you can say as much as you want. That's true on Rumble Rants, although I'm not so... I still haven't figured out how to find the Rumble Rants and how to download what... I've only had 2 donations from Rumble Rants, and I don't know how to get them out. So we'll figure it out eventually, but I just think it's funny that people started doing that before I even knew how to use the damn thing. So anyway, good morning, Mike Savage, blarg. And also good morning, Black Hebrew Israelite.
That's right.
And let's see. K-Shell's in the house, and people are starting to show up. That's good. That's good. Should just be St. Minnie Paul. No, it should not be St. Minnie Paul. That would be ridiculous. And they were, at some point, 2 very separate cities. It's just, they both grew and kind of melded into each other, and they're separated by the river, and they're Minneapolis and St. Paul. Both very nice cities. I really like the metropolitan area in which I live, and that'll be that. So anyway, let's get into some news. Now, there was some breaking news this morning regarding Brittney Griner. Brittney Griner was going to an appeals court in Russia today to try to, what's the word? Let's see. To try to, lessen her sentence. She got 9 years in prison for carrying cannabis oil, like THC oil, for her vape thing. And that just happens to be illegal in Russia. And it's one of those things where it's really illegal in Russia. Like, they don't like that shit. They think that's bad. And there's lots of countries like that. In fact, I would say that Brittney Griner is very lucky that she wasn't playing basketball, because she was playing basketball in Russia during the offseason of the WNBA. I think she's very lucky that she wasn't playing basketball in a place like maybe Singapore or, Saudi Arabia, or places where, they take it even more serious. They start cutting off hands and body parts and maybe even drop you from a bridge with some fibrous material around your neck. And but no, Brittney Griner got 9 years in Russia, right? Well, the breaking news today is she is officially going to be staying in Russia for a while. She got her 9 years in prison that was on appeal, has been upheld. What the hell's going on here? Okay, that's mouse issues. Okay, there we go. All right, her 9-year sentence, a Russian court has upheld a 9-year prison sentence handed to American basketball star Brittney Griner for drug possession, rejecting her appeal. Now, the AP story here, Griner, 8-time All-Star center with the WNBA's Phoenix Mercury. Now, if you're not sure what that means it's the Women's National Basketball Association. They're women who play professional basketball in the United States. I know not everybody would know that because, well, but she's also a 2-time Olympic gold medalist. I know you know what the gold medalist. I know you know what the Olympics are, was convicted on August 4th after police said they found vape canisters containing cannabis oil in her luggage at a Moscow Sheremetyevo airport. Sorry if I butchered that. Katie! Whoa! Welcome back! How are you doing, Katie? I just saw Katie. Katie's here. Katie did skate. And Man Squatch is in the house. Nice to see you. I'm sorry, I got wild. I got excited because I haven't seen Katie for a while, so good to see you. Are you still wearing those cool glasses? You kind of look kind of hot in those glasses. Anyway, let's see. The Moscow Region Court ruled Tuesday to uphold the sentence. In the ruling, the court stated, however, that the time Griner will have to serve in prison will be recalculated with her time in pretrial detention taken into an account. Now, this is hilarious. 1 day in pretrial detention will be counted as 1.5 days in prison. So the basketball star will have to serve about 8 years in prison. She was in pre-trial detention for a very long time. Anyway, she took part in the Moscow Regional Court hearing via video call from a penal colony, which is ironic. Oh, that's fucked up. I shouldn't be making jokes like that. Outside of Moscow, where she is imprisoned. Brittney Griner, her February arrest came at a time of heightened tensions between Moscow and Washington, just days before Russia sent troops into Ukraine. At the time, Griner was returning to Russia, where she played during the U.S. League's off-season. She admitted she had the canisters in her luggage, but testified that she had inadvertently packed them in haste and had no criminal intent. Wait, they don't care! In Singapore, you would not be alive right now. Just saying. Is that the guy from Family Ties? What are you talking about? Oh, Scott Valentine? He's 64 years old right now. Anyway, she got the 9-year sentence was close to the maximum of 10 years. And look, there was another American who just got sentenced for the same thing. And he did get the 10 years. So she got a little bit of female privilege there, if you ask me. Griner's lawyers argued after the conviction that the punishment was excessive. They said in similar cases, defendants have received an average sentence of about 5 years, with about a third of them granted parole. Before her conviction, U.S. State Department declared Griner. Now here's the problem. See, the State Department. This is the problem right here. I'm telling you. Here's the next line. Before her conviction, the United States State Department declared Griner to be wrongfully detained. Now, let's say some Russian jackass was over here. It is a comparative statement. Some Russian jackass was over here visiting the United States. And let's say he got caught with a bag of fentanyl in Portland. Now, of course, if it was in Portland, the state's attorney or district attorney, whatever they call him there, would have let him go on his own recognizances because it's Portland. So let's try a different city. Let's say it was in Omaha, and he got caught with a bag of fentanyl in Omaha. I know fentanyl and hash oil are not the same, or cannabis oil are not the same on the scale, but still, in Russia, it don't matter. It may as well have been fentanyl. Let's say they got caught in Omaha, and they held him in jail for a while before he had to go to his trial for carrying around fentanyl in the United States of America. And the Russians came over here and said, hey, their State Department said, hey, this guy has been wrongfully detained. Do you think we would give a fuck what Russia thought about us saying he's wrongfully detained? They don't care. If they caught her with something that's illegal in their country, you got to go by their laws. So, I in a way, in the slightest of ways, I feel bad for Brittney Griner that Donald Trump didn't win the election, because Donald Trump probably would have gotten her home by now, but clearly feckless, old, dementia-addled, shit pants, brain dead Joe Biden probably has no way of knowing how to get her back to the United States. And plus, he has been nothing but, talk shit about Vladimir Putin, and Vladimir Putin's in the middle of a war, which we keep giving weapons to his enemy. And I just don't think the Russians give a fuck. So she's going to be there a while, and I don't think there's anything that anyone can do about it. But people are talking about it on Twitter, and so we'll look at a couple of reactions. Here is Lionel, of Lionel Media. Lionel, I can't remember what his real name is. Lionel something. What should President Biden and his administration do now to ensure the immediate release of Brittney Griner from Russia's clutches? Well, I don't know that they've done a whole lot of negotiating for her. A human rights campaign, which is the LGBTQ NCAAQRXZ plus minus and a half advocacy organization, says Brittney Griner continues to be wrongfully held by the Russian government. when she should be back home with her family in the United States. Enough is enough. Bring Brittney home. Again, this is this would be Russian law. So how they say she's being wrongfully? If this was the United States, yeah, I think they'd probably let her go on a little bit of cannabis oil for her vape pipe, right? Especially in some states where the shit is legal. But she's not in the United States. She's not in California or Denver or Portland. She's in Russia. So how do you say that she's been wrongfully held? And, here's the New York Times article. I'll put this out here, too, because this is how, well, here, I'm not going to be able to do it that way. Hang on. I don't know if this is probably not even archived yet, is my guess. Oh, it was. Okay, here's the New York Times. This is before the hearing. Russia-Ukraine war. Russia court begins hearing Brittney Griner's appeal. Now, here's what we know. The fate of Griner, an American basketball star sentenced to 9 years on drug charges, has become entangled in the worsening U.S.-Russia relationship. Whose fault is that? I asked the question, would Russia be in Ukraine right now if the guy with the funny hair had won the presidency, which he did not in the most secure and safe election in the history of the United States of America, by the way. Here's the dramatic beginning. A court near Moscow on Tuesday was hearing an appeal by Brittney Griner, the American basketball star who was sentenced to 9 years in prison for trying to smuggle a small amount of hashish oil into Russia. Now, that's an interesting way to put it. They say that they didn't say it was a mistake like Brittney thought it was a mistake. They said that she was trying to smuggle a small amount of hashish oil into Russia. The ruling expected later on Tuesday after the hearing, and Maria Baglavina and Alexander Boykov, lawyers for Ms. Griner, who is jailed in Russia. The court can either leave the verdict as it is, reduce the jail term, or overrule it and send it back to the lower court. They said, well, we'd already know that didn't happen. Here, I'm not going to read this. You can check that out yourself. But enough is enough. Bring Brittney home. Leave Brittney alone. Leave Brittney alone. Now, this asshole, listen, read this guy. Brittney Griner's appeal of her 9-year sentence was denied. Bring her home. Did you not read the sentence you wrote just a half a second ago? Brittney Griner is set to serve 9 years unless the U.S. government is able to negotiate a deal for her release. Well, then let's see how the U.S. government does, because I got a feeling that maybe, just maybe, the Russian government has said to the court, "Hey, we need something to negotiate with. We got a couple spies over there, and Joe Biden will give us whatever we want for this very tall woman that plays basketball in the WNBA." We're not sure what that is. What the fuck is the WNBA? Oh, yeah, that thing that some people go watch. Anyway, lots of people talking about it. In fact, it even spurred another hashtag. Where is it? Here it is. Free BG, because they call her BG. Now, these are old ones. August 18th. Oh, here's what 1 hour goes. Who's Lexi Brown? Lexi Brown? Oh, Duke grad. She plays in the WNBA. I never seen this Lexi Brown. Let's see this Lexi Brown here. Let's see. She's a Duke grad. Profiled. WNBA inquiries. Looks kind of cute for a basketball star. Anyway, putting some more Lexi Browns in the WNBA. Anyway, I'm sick to my stomach. Sick. Prayers up to BG and her loved ones. Yeah, I agree. I mean, it sucks that she's stuck in that prison. But where's Joe Biden? Joe Biden. With you, I'm not riding. Always in the basement hiding. Joe Biden. Nina Turner. Free Brittney Griner. Free BG. Daily reminder. Free GB. That was Nina Turner twice in a row. What the hell? Coach Marcus, y'all mad about Yee not making Yeezys. Meanwhile, I'm upset Brittney Griner still not home yet. Free BG. What? Nobody cares if Yee's making Yeezys. And if they are, that has nothing to do with Brittney Griner. Brittney Griner broke the law in Russia. He broke the law in a foreign country. No, not Barry Gibb, Brittney Griner. But it might as well be Barry Gibb, except Barry Gibb's dead. Notice how the free BG movement quieted down when the WNBA season ended. This is bigger than gender or left or right politics. This is one of many Americans we need to bring home from August, okay? Well, yeah. I mean, look. What is it, Yeezy? That'd be, it's their shoes. It's a clothing line and the shoes, really ugly ass shoes that Adidas makes, but for some people keep buying them. I haven't figured it out, but apparently they're kind of like Crocs, but not so, well, I don't know. I don't think they're as dangerous. There's something. I don't know. Anyway, lots of people on the free BG tip. Let's see what the latest is. Latest on free BG. Free BG, 9 years for a fucking cart. Get her the fuck out of Russia. And how do you propose we do that? Should we send in commandos to get her out of Russia? Anyway, lots of people are sad about BG, Brittney Griner, and I look. Maybe here's an idea. Oh my gosh, I feel inspired. The Biden administration, which curries no favor at all with the Russians, should enlist the help of one Donald John Trump to negotiate Brittney Griner's release. I can't even keep a straight face saying this. Anyway, if y'all heard, is that enough about Brittney Griner? I think we can stop talking about Brittney Griner because nobody really cares. Look, people care. I mean, I want a release too. I think it's silly. You know, our laws are very different over here. You know, and I don't have any. You know, even though she's not, she was used to badmouth our country. I don't care. Trump got a lot of people. Well, not a lot. The few. You know, look, those guys from UCLA. What's his face's kid? Were stealing shit when they're in China, and Donald Trump got him back. Was it Meek Mill? Did he get Meek Mill out of some mess in France? Didn't he get who's the other guy he got out? Another rapper who got in trouble over in London, and he got him out of there. Got him the fuck out of there. Now, granted, France and London are a little more friendly to the United States, but China's not. China, if you break a law in China, you start stealing some shit. You steal a poster off the wall in China and they got the guy back. Come on now. That's Donald Trump doing that shit. So anyway, wouldn't that be something? Would that not be something if all of a sudden Donald Trump gets them out of there? That'd be wild. That'd be wild. So anyway. All right, let's move on. I've talked about that way too long. Something else that happened yesterday. This happened last night. Last night there was a debate. It's just a debate. It's just a debate. It was just a debate in Florida. There was a debate. A bait? Did I say bait? There was a debate. As opposed to a D-bag. Anyway, there was a debate in Florida between it was the gubernatorial debate, and I've been talking a lot about DeSantis lately because no one seems to be talking about the hurricane relief effort, you know. And I'm thinking, well, why aren't they talking about? I don't hear about the current hurricane relief effort. Kind of like the mainstream media is not covering Darrell Brooks' trial, which I haven't talked about much here, but that shit show. You might. By the way, there might be a verdict in the Darrell Brooks trial today. Maybe I'll get to that. Maybe I won't. Anyway. There was a debate last night between Ron DeSantis, Republican governor, Florida, Some people love to hate him, but he's up significantly in the polls in that particular governor's race. And he's being challenged by a former Republican governor, now turned Democrat, Mr. Charlie Crist, the Charlie the Chameleon Crist. And there was a debate. Governor Ron DeSantis, Democrat Charlie Crist meet face-to-face in their first and only gubernatorial debate. Well, there was a lot of fireworks, and so I'm going to just scroll through and see which highlights people seem to want to see on the debate between Ron DeSantis and Charlie Crist. Now, this thing just changed on me. So let's see. This is an interesting part of the trial. From day one, Governor DeSantis was there for all of the Parkland families. He has done everything in his power to hold those responsible accountable for their failure to prevent this tragedy. Thank you, Governor DeSantis, for everything you do to keep Florida's families safe. So I think this is part from the debate. Let's see here. Here's an answer about that.
I think he deserved the ultimate punishment. When you murder in cold blood 17 innocent people, there's no other punishment that meets the gravity of that crime. And to have one juror hold out on that was a travesty. So yes, I'm going to ask the Florida legislature to amend that statute so that one juror doesn't have veto power over appropriate punishment. But I'll tell you this, when that happened, I wasn't governor yet. It was the year before, but I became friends with a lot of the families, people like Andy Pollack, Ryan Petty. No one was being held accountable for anything that was going on there. I came into office my first week. We suspended the sheriff of Broward County for the ineptitude that was displayed. We called a special grand jury, statewide grand jury, to look into the failures of the school district and other school security failures. That report came back. We've instituted great reform.
Now, I'm going to stop for a second because I got to tell you that I didn't mention this before. So, Jay Pylon's in the house. Wait, let me try that again. Jay Pylon's in the house. So I gotta remind you about this though. So remember I said that Charlie Crist is the former Republican governor of Florida, and now he's running for a Democrat. I call him Charlie the Chameleon, right? Because all of a sudden Charlie Crist, now he was always kind of a moderate as far as certain policies and things go, and that's fine. I don't care. But it's just funny now he's just way out there. Running on a lot of very traditional or even left-wing Democrat policies, right? So I just wanted to remind you that. So anyway, here's back to DeSantis here.
We've done $750 million for school security, and I was able to suspend 4 school board members that the grand jury had said were derelict in the performance of their duties. We brought accountability for those families when no one else would.
Okay, so that's his, and I don't know what Charlie Crist's response is, but look, we're going to go down here and just watch some of these clips because there were some good ones. All right, we're going to skip that. I just stepped off the debate stage. Ron DeSantis refused to answer. Okay, wait, we'll come back to that if I get a chance. Now, this is interesting because there's a lot of people who are supporting Charlie Crist who are putting this clip on, and I'm going to show you the recount. Okay, because now most of them cut it off, but apparently the recount has not done that. So here's a version of this answer here they were talking about inflation, and I don't know what Charlie Crist decided. They weren't supposed to ask each other questions, but Charlie Crist broke the rules and asked questions. So here's a question that Charlie Crist asked, and take it away, Charlie.
Ron, you talk about Joe Biden a lot. I understand. You think you're going to be running against him. I can see how you might get confused, but you're running for governor. Okay. You're running for governor, and I have a question for you. You're running for governor. Why don't you look in the eyes of the people of the state of Florida and say to them, if you're reelected, you will serve a full 4-year term as governor? Yes or no?
Now, here's what most of the people who are supporting Crist do.
Yes or no, Ron?
They would stop here, and they'd do this, and they'd stop this. And they said, Ron looked like he was going to cry. Looked like a deer in the headlights, blah, 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 blah. They would stop it there. And then, I've seen this on Twitter all morning. But if you don't stop it there is an answer to that question. Wait for it. Wait for it.
Full 4-year term if you're reelected governor of Florida. It's not a tough question. It's a fair question. He won't tell you.
We did not agree on the candidates asking each other questions. Governor, it's your turn.
Well, listen, I know
now
that.
Notice, so part of it he was waiting because the agreement was not to talk over each other, not to invade each other's time. So he waited for a second for that to be over, and then he's like, "Is it my turn? Is it my turn to answer? Let's go to the answer because this is kind of funny."
Well, listen, I know that Charlie's interested in talking about 2024 and Joe Biden, but I just want to make things very, very clear. The only worn-out old donkey I'm looking to put out to pasture is Charlie Crist.
Ron.
I mean, it's slightly childish, but it's funny too. I'm just saying. Now, let's see, Charlie. So some of the things about it: hard to watch DeSantis' shaky, awkward performance during the Crist debate tonight, and not to think how easy it'd be for Trump to demolish him with a mere crude insult or two. I'm shaky. I'm sorry. I watched a good portion of that debate. He wasn't shaky. He did stop during that one question and waited for Charlie to finish, waited for the moderator to allow him to respond because, again, they were not supposed to ask each other's questions. But anyway, Charlie Crist spent the entire night attacking Ron DeSantis for locking down Florida during the pandemic. In 2020, Charlie Crist was the largest proponent of lockdowns in the state. Okay, interesting. Where are the debate stuff? Here we go. Here's one on trafficking and drugs and fentanyl. Let's see. Let's clip this one out here.
And then I signed legislation raising the penalties for people who are trafficking fentanyl and fentanyl analogs. If you're trafficking that garbage, that poison, you are killing people in our state, and we are going to treat you like the murderer that you are. And then I signed.
Okay, so that's interesting. There's some better clips. I don't. Unfortunately, they've all. This thing kind of rolls up over here. DeSantis uses Pelosi's embarrassing proxy voting rules against his opponent. Oh, here's an interesting one. Let's try this one. It's Twitter. I'm just putting clips on Twitter. Here we go.
Governor?
So we had the border that was in much better shape in January of 2021. The Biden administration reversed almost every policy that was in place, and they opened the floodgates. That's why we have the problem. It's not from some phantom piece of legislation. And, I hear Charlie Crist talking about some of this other stuff. He as a congressman made $174,000 a year. You know how many days he showed up to work in Washington, D.C. this year? 14 days. Imagine that deal for you. You show up 14 days and you make over $100,000. That's the type of effort this guy puts into actually doing his job.
Okay, and it was the last, like the way they alternated everything, that was the last thing he could say. And there, enjoy the moderator for a second. Good morning, Chicago Mike. What's up? Hello, Anna Lynn. Nice to see you here. All right, I just couldn't figure out how to hit the click. There were some better exchanges. Did the DeSantis debate properly with this crew? I don't know what that means. Anyway, here we go. Here's also DeSantis talking about gender affirming surgeries for children, which should be a jail sentence in my opinion. But anyway.
You're a 15-year-old. You can't go get a tattoo in the state of Florida, yet we're saying you could get a double mastectomy? Of course not. It is inappropriate to do this for minors, and in Florida, we are not going to allow that to happen. You're a 15.
Okay. Unfortunately, I'm not getting any of the actual debate stuff. Oh, here's an example, though. That other clip where they said, will you serve 4-year term? And he awkwardly stands there. Watch how they cut this clip. They conveniently leave out the rest of the clip. And this is pretty typical if you look at Now This or the DNC or anyone else who's posting this from the Charlie Crist camp.
And Ron, you talk about Joe Biden a lot.
Watch how they cut this off.
You think you're going to be running against him. I can see how you might get confused, but you're running for governor. You're running for governor, and I have a question for you. You're running for governor. Why don't you look in the eyes of the people of the state of Florida and say to them, if you're reelected, you will serve a full 4-year term as governor? Yes or no?
Now, no, watch. Do they let
yes
him answer?
Ron? Will you serve a full 4-year term if you're reelected governor of Florida?
He's looking at the clock.
It's not a tough question. It's a fair question. He won't tell you.
Now,
Ron,
we
you
saw
talk about Joe Biden a lot.
we saw what he answered. So again, that's a little bit of quote mining there by some of the people, and a lot of people did it. Midas Touch did the same thing. Let's see. Charlie Crist accused DeSantis of shutting down Florida during tonight's debate, and all this tells me that Democrats are aware of how disastrous lockdowns are now polling, with their only strategy to lie about ever supporting them. Yeah, well, here, let's see what they give a full minute of the debate. Let's see what we put here. Let's try this. Here we go.
Would have caused our tourism industry to go into
this is after Charlie Crist accused him of shutting down Florida, like as if no states shut down, as if Charlie Crist wasn't a advocate for shutting down the state. Anyway, listen.
Toilet, it would have locked out millions of kids from school. I rejected Charlie Crist's lockdown letter. I kept this state open and I kept this state free. And we now have the biggest budget surplus in the history of Florida. We have a 2.5% unemployment,
Governor,
second lowest on record, and we just did the biggest tax cut in Florida history.
Thank you, Governor. That's time.
Now, here's Charlie Crist saying, oh, you locked us down.
30 seconds for rebuttal.
Thank you very much. Well, Ron, that's rich. You're the only governor in the history of Florida that's ever shut down our schools.
Now, can he say that is factually true? Sure he can. When and why did he shut down the schools? And then, did he reopen the schools pretty much before anyone else in the country? That's Charlie Crist being that's just lying with however you want to call that a fact. I don't know. Real quick, thank you. Black Hebrew is your light.
That's right.
Response to the show. Drop it at 333. Half of the devil's donation. Says, here's a tip for a nice show. Did Brittney Griner call from the strap-on colony? Oh my God.
That's right.
Thank you. And Black Hebrew Israelite, you are the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate you. All right, let's finish this little section. We might move on here now.
You're the only governor in the history of Florida that shut down our businesses.
You're the only governor in history of Florida that shut down our businesses. Gee, was that some guidance from the National Institute of Health and the White House and whatever? And Charlie Crist, of all people saying this, wrote DeSantis a letter saying that they shouldn't reopen the schools. What a fucking hypocrite. Anyway.
I never did that as governor.
You never had a pandemic when you were a governor, asshole. What a weak ass argument. And I'm pretty sure anyone in Florida would be like, what the fuck is he talking about? What the fuck is he talking about? Anyway.
The one who's the shutdown guy. We need to have somebody who is at the helm.
Everyone's laughing at Charlie Crist right now.
Listen to science. To do what?
Wait a minute. We need someone that should listen to science. And some of the shitbag science people are saying shut down, but he said, you know what? We have other ideas, and the science maybe not so good because science sucked during the whole time. What is he talking about? This dude's trip.
Right. Utilize common sense. You don't just shut down at the outset, and then when it's politically convenient for you, you want to open back up to store political power.
See, now it's hilarious. He's saying, "Well, you're the only governor to shut down, but now you shut down and then you open back up." What a joke!
Well, you're Mr. President. That's not right. It's not what the people deserve.
Governor, you have 30 seconds.
Well, so he opposed having kids in school. His supporters sued me to keep the kids out of school in 2020. And how critical was that decision? We just got the nation's report card, the results from all 50 states. Florida, number 3 in 4th grade reading and number 4 in the country in 4th grade math. And if you adjust that for demographics, We are #1 in the country in both. That would not have happened if we let Charlie Crist and his friends lock our kids out of school like they did in California and like they did in New York. We did it right in Florida.
All right, so that's that's that. Watching this debate, there was a couple other things. What was the other one? Let's see. Here they are on abortion, which.
Well, I was thinking back in the aftermath of this to a poor woman over 40 years ago in Jamaica.
Okay, I hate when they fucking tell stories. Just tell us what you think. I mean, I get he wants to have they both of them pulled out an anecdote during this, and I'm like, no. Don't govern by anecdote. Govern by what, conviction and science and whatever you want to do, but don't govern by anecdote. But anyway.
Yeah, and she found herself pregnant, didn't think there'd be much opportunity to have a child, was urged to abort the baby, went to get the abortion, and, for whatever reason, and maybe we can't explain, that didn't end up happening, and she ended up having the baby. And I think about that because a few months ago, I appointed her daughter to be the first Jamaican-American justice in the history of the Florida Supreme Court. I just think we're better when everybody counts. I understand not everyone's going to be born in perfect circumstances, but I would like to see everybody have a shot. I'm proud of the 15 weeks that we did. I know Charlie Crist opposes that, even though the baby is fully formed, has a heartbeat, can feel pain, and can suck their thumb. He also supports sex-selective abortions, which is used to discriminate against little girls. He supports dismemberment abortions, where they literally will tear the baby limb from limb. And he supports taxpayer funding of abortion all the way up until the moment of birth, and that is wrong.
Congressman, you have 60 seconds.
Okay, and then Chris came up with his own anecdote. And I don't know. Let's see. Oh, here's the other one. And again, here's another. DeSantis awkwardly stands there. That's that same clip. So anyway. And then I'll give you one more, and then we'll move on. Here's, no, they have picture of him. They have picture of Chris with Andrew Gillum. Oh my God, or Gillum, the guy who was found naked in a meth, crack pipes or some shit with a male escort and shit. But anyway, that's irrelevant. He's no longer running for anything. And then this was the answer on, what was this on? Something.
I would say when you oppose the Parents' Rights in Education bill, which prevents 6, 7, 8-year-olds from having sexuality, gender ideology injected in their curriculum, you are the one that's waging the culture war. I'm simply defending parents and students because it's inappropriate to have that in elementary school. It's inappropriate to tell a 6-year-old that they were born in the wrong body. It's inappropriate to tell an 8-year-old that they may have been born a girl, but maybe they're really a boy. That's wrong. We need to do the basics. We need to teach them to read, write, add, and subtract. And if we do that, we'll continue to lead in 4th grade reading and 4th grade math like we did in today's NAEP results, which is a great testament to having open schools and a lot of hardworking folks in our school system. I also signed, I'm the father of a 5-year-old daughter and a 2-year-old daughter as well as a 4-year-old son, but my daughters are very athletic, and we signed legislation to protect the right of women athletes, that you should not have someone competing on the men's team for 3 years and then switch to the women's team. Charlie Crist opposed that bill. He said he would have vetoed it. I'm going to protect women's sports in the state of Florida.
Okay, so that's that was under the DeSantis trending day because that was trending, but also Charlie Crist was trending today, and so here's this. Okay, he already did this. We already did that one. There weren't too many Charlie Crist highlights, other than they love to put this. Ron, will you want it for a full 4-year term? Yes or no? DeSantis awkwardly stands there. Well, awkwardly stands there waiting for his turn from the moderator because the moderator was the one who's supposed to be asking the questions. Ron Filipowski, I'm not a Charlie Crist apologist or cheerleader. I don't agree with him on everything, but I do with the things that matter. He is wiping the floor with DeSantis. No, he wasn't. Part of that is because he's incredibly prepared. The other is DeSantis has always been a terrible debater. Well, I don't know. Charlie Crist just asked, again, Charlie Crist just asked Ron DeSantis if he commit to being governor for full 4-year term. Ron DeSantis refused to answer. Well, he said he's only interested in putting one donkey out to pasture. which clearly meant only Charlie Crist. Morning, Tyrus Tyre Alexander. What's up? Tyranius Alexandrius Tremierlich. Let's see. Hard to see Chris going back to Ron is a divider well after this response. Well, let's see this one. Let's see what this said. I haven't seen this one. Or maybe I've...
Well, think what that means. I'm endorsed by every police group in the state. Denying girls and women athletes the right to compete fairly, I think that's divisive. I think it's divisive to rip opportunities away from our girls in the state of Florida. And you want to talk about divisive? The day after Charlie Crist won his primary, he said, anyone that supports the governor, you have hate in your heart and I don't want your vote. Well, think what that means. I'm endorsed by every police group in the state of Florida. I'm endorsed by the firefighters. I'm endorsed by the truckers, the nurse anesthetists, retail Federation, Farm Bureau, the whole cross-section of the state of Florida is backing me. They do not have hate in their hearts because they reject Charlie Crist. They want to keep Florida going and they want to keep Florida free.
All right, so that's there's that. All right, we're going to move on because both those trending topics will be listed in the one tab link that I'll add to the description on both Rumble and on YouTube after the show. Oh, I didn't, never mind, let's fix that. Here, let's do this. Let's do one better. Let's put my face up there. What the hell? Come on, mouse, work! Ah! There's my face. You've been waiting for this, haven't you? You've been anticipating this, right? All right, moving on. Also trending is Ted Cruz on The View. Did anyone see anything from this? It was quite the ruckus. Wait, what the hell? I've never seen this before. Someone... Okay, apparently, I got into my wife's makeup the other day. Because here's this. Now... this, ladies and gentlemen, is not me. I'm just telling you right now, but it's interesting because this is P-Dog and the at is Media Whore with a 3 for the E, Media Whore, maybe a 0 for the 0. All I do is joke and lie, back up, not Media Whore, other social links, whatever. So apparently someone, that's not me. I'm sorry. So let's go. I don't think I'm going to put that one in the links. Well, what the hell? I'm curious. I want to find out. Want to find out more about Media Horror. So we'll just put that in the links too, so I can find it later. Anyway, let's move on to Ted Cruz and Ted Cruz on The View. Now this is really fascinating. There was a whole bunch of I see. Let's start. Jimmy Doss, what's up? Good morning, Jimmy Doss Hotep. Good to see his friend. So first of all, Ted Cruz is on The View, and some hecklers went to The View, and apparently 3 hecklers were hustled off. Here's the tweet from AP. 3 hecklers were hustled off The View set on Monday after disrupting a live television interview of U.S. Senator Ted Cruz in what appeared to be a climate change protest. Well, it was a climate change protest. They were screaming at Ted Cruz. There were just a lot of bitchy people in the audience that were just shitbags to Cruz. But anyway, we're going to... But I want to play some clips because there's certain little heated moments. This is one of them where Whoopi got a little heated with and look, Ted's kind of a smarmy dude himself, but he's been getting better, and he came with some receipts and kind of put them into place. So here's Whoopi getting a little heated, and Ted Cruz making her just putting her up in her place a little bit.
Republicans win, but not when Democrats win. No, here's the thing. We may not like when Republicans win, but we don't go and we don't storm. We don't try to change.
Whoa. Whoopi Goldberg. Did you not see the riots in Washington, D.C. and around the country when Donald John Trump was inaugurated? What the fuck are you talking about? But wait, I think Ted makes this point also. Here we go.
We'll go to Did I miss an entire year of Antifa riots where cities across this country were burning and police cars were being firebombed?
I guess you did.
Your position is the left doesn't engage in violence? Really?
No, they wanted to nuke our friend Mike Pence. Like, how do we make sense of that?
You just accused us of doing something we didn't do.
What? What? What did she just say? She's not familiar with the riots from Antifa, apparently. Let's see. Ted Cruz is getting a real New York greeting. Whatever. I like Ted Cruz more than most of my other colleagues like Ted Cruz. And I hate Ted Cruz, says Al Franken, and nobody cares. That's Mark Hamill, because he's kind of a shit. I want to get a little bit of the Ted Cruz breaks out a cheat sheet on The View. This is good. Let's go on the Daily Caller version. Republican Senator Ted Cruz whipped out a cheat sheet on The View Monday, and Ana Navarro nearly lost her marbles. Cruz joined The View to discuss his new book and was asked whether he believed President Joe Biden won the 2020 election. Cruz acknowledged Biden as the president before tearing into the media's coverage of former President Donald Trump. Come on, Miles. Fucking work. Jesus. There we go. Coverage of former Donald Trump's election denying. Let's just view the clip. Here's the clip.
Try to say the election was fair and square and legitimate. You know who y'all don't do that to? You don't do it to Hillary Clinton, who stood up and said Trump stole the election.
They didn't storm the Capitol. They didn't try to kill my former
Abrams, who said that the election was stolen. They sat here and said it was illegitimate, and you guys were fine with it. Okay, so
wait, whoa. Did you hear what her answer was? Did you hear what she said? And he said they sat here and said it was illegitimate. And he said it was. And it was. So you're still saying it was illegitimate.
When Republicans win, but not when Democrats win.
No, you know, here's the thing. We may not like when Republicans win, but we don't go and we don't storm. We don't try to change. But
really? Did any leftists try to breach the White House when President Trump was in office? Did they end up burning a church and at one of the guard stations near the White House? When the Supreme Court overturned or did the Dobbs decision, did protesters try to break into the Supreme Court? When President Trump was inaugurated, were there protests all over the country where they were breaking shit, breaking into buildings, burning buildings, and whatnot? Was there a big rally outside on Inauguration Day where Madonna said, you know, sometimes I think of blowing up the White House? The utter inanity of them saying that none of this shit happened is amazing to me. I mean, it's like the world started on January 5th, 2021, and nothing else happened before that. It's amazing. And just in a whole year of the George Floyd riots and BLM riots, which again, I don't necessarily blame on BLM, even though there were people who at those, the people who went to those rallies who rioted. Some of us Antifa, some of us just people want to break shit. Remember, I give you three categories of the BLM people: the protesters, the people who want to just opportunists who want to steal shit and loot, and the motherfuckers who are just there to break shit. Okay, but they're all part of the same project, and the idea that that didn't happen is unbelievable. But anyway.
Did I miss an entire year of Antifa riots where cities across this country were burning and police cars were being firebombed? Your position is the left doesn't engage in violence? Really?
No, they wanted to nuke our friend Mike Pence. Like, how do we make sense of that?
You just accused us of doing something we didn't do. You said Hillary Clinton didn't say whatever she didn't say. I'm saying to you, listen.
And she said it's sitting here, and you were fine with her saying it was illegitimate for Republicans to win.
She called Donald Trump the next morning, and she conceded the election.
No, she didn't. That's a lie.
As
Stacey Abrams.
All right.
She sat there while Donald Trump
Hillary
was getting
Clinton
sworn
says
in.
Trump is an illegitimate president. Hillary Clinton says the election is stolen from you. Hillary Clinton in 2002, George W. Bush was selected, not elected. Joe Biden, Al Gore was elected president. So Joe Biden claims George W. Bush is illegitimate.
Right?
Oh, now you're worried about
haven't been able to address that.
Okay, I don't need that. Anyway, oh, breaking. Republican Ana Navarro confronts Ted Cruz to his face, asking, were you lying then or are you lying now? Because he once said Donald Trump is a pathological liar and utterly amoral, but now supports him. Cruz whines, well, that's a loaded question. Well, yeah. It's funny because when you go on these top ones from YouTube, most of them are from left-ish or leftists, medium outlets. So CNN, Ted Cruz's The View interview was disrupted by protesters multiple times, including some demanding the Texas Republican talk about climate change. Well, that's for them to ask. New York Post, Whoopi Goldberg chastises. Now, this is good, though. Now, props to Whoopi Goldberg, because she did tell the protesters to shut the fuck up, basically, in a little bit more mild language. The View descended into chaos Monday morning when climate protesters hijacked a live taping of the show, shouting over the top of an interview with Ted Cruz. The daytime program's panelists were partway through grilling the Texas senator on the upcoming midterm elections when several women in the audience, in the crowd, began chanting, "Cover climate now." Cruz continued to talk over the chants before one of the activists reportedly yelled out, "Fuck you, Ted Cruz." Here's the clip.
It's very simple. If you look at inflation, the Nobel laureate economist Milton Friedman explained that in the United States, inflation has one cause and one cause only.
Yep, sorry.
Inflation in the United States has one cause and one cause only, and that is when the federal government spends too much money.
Okay.
We have seen trillions and trillions of dollars spent by Joe Biden and the Democrats. Just last year, the federal government took in $4 trillion in tax revenues. Most money in history we've ever taken in. The problem is we spent nearly $7 trillion, and that's what
we do cover climate here, guys. We do cover climate.
Here's Whoopi. Good for Whoopi here.
Excuse us. Let us do our job. Let us do our job. We hear what you have to say, but you got to go.
You got to go. Get the fuck out.
We weren't even protesting you.
Let us do our job.
I couldn't even hear what they were protesting.
Well, I take back what I said about the Yankees.
Thank you.
They're accusing us of not covering climate change, and we do that almost. Well,
It's very simple. If you look at
you're an idiot, so I don't care what you say. Anyway, so there's plenty of other clips in the thread here, and then apparently he got heckled at the Yankees game too. But the idea that Whoopi doesn't even know, I don't even know what Antifa is. Yeah, you stupid, because you choose not to know. So lots of articles on The View exploding there. So anyway, if you want to watch that, there's plenty of links. I got 2 of the links there. Also in the news today, Adidas apparently has decided to drop Yee. Now, when I pulled up this thread originally, the first up here said someone, Kat Demmings, the actress, "The world is watching Adidas," because they're trying to get Yee canceled. And here's this is a good meme. Adidas, Kanye West. No, Adidas, China. Oh, baby. the human rights violators. But anyway, the official news is breaking. Adidas ends its partnership with Yee over anti-Semitic remarks. Adidas has ended its partner with the rapper formerly known as Kanye West over his offensive and anti-Semitic remarks. The latest company to cut ties with Yee, and a decision that the German sportswear company said would hit its bottom line. Well, their stock has been dropping, but the stock dropped even more when they got rid of him. Adidas does not tolerate anti-Semitism or any other sort of hate speech, the company said in a statement Tuesday. Yee's recent what? Get that baby off my screen. It's cute as hell, but no. Yee's recent comments and actions have been unacceptable, hateful, and dangerous. And they violate the company's values of diversity and inclusion, mutual respect, and fairness. Now, I can understand perhaps, hello, Unacceptable Views, perhaps where a company based in Germany might be a little sensitive about that line of thought when it comes to, they probably want to tread lightly. Oh, I read the wrong statement. I read the statement wrong. Wait a minute. Excuse me. Let me rewind that. Adidas does not tolerate anti-Semitism in any other form of hate speech, the company said. These recent comments and actions have been unacceptable, hateful, and dangerous. They violate the company's values and diversity and inclusion, mutual respect, and fairness. Okay, that was the actual quote. The company faced pressure to cut ties with Ye, with celebrities and other social media use, urging Adidas to act. It said at the beginning of the month that it was placing the lucrative sneaker deal with rapper under review. Look, I got a feeling they're still gonna say they still gonna have to pay him. That's the problem. They still gonna have to pay him. Adidas said Tuesday it's conducted a thorough review. It would immediately stop production of its line of Yeezy products and stop payments to Ye and his companies. The sportswear company said it expected to take a hit of up to 250 million euros, which is $246 million, to its net income this year from the move. Wow. I'm saying Adidas wrong? Well, that's how I say it, motherfucker. All day, Adidas, all day I dream of anti-Semites. Oh my God. Or about Semites. Whoa! I never even thought of that one. Anyway, okay, the move by Adidas, whose CEO is Kasper Rosted, is stepping down next year. Comes after Ye was suspended from Twitter and Instagram this month over anti-Semitic posts that the social networks said violated their policies. Now, and they keep going back to this. He's recently suggested slavery was a choice. Now, they keep jumping back to this. And those who refuse to understand what his point was, and I'm not a Kanye fan. I mean, I think he's a brilliant guy, made a ton of money, but I've never been a Kanye ally or whatever. I just think he's allowed to say what he's going to say. But that statement has been so twisted. And I know in the context he said it could be twisted easily, but there's a point he was making about being free. And maybe he should have said freedom is a choice. And you find, because everyone's saying, oh yeah, he meant it as, he was talking about in the past, slavery was a choice. Even then, in a way, I think his point was, what would have happened if there's a huge slave rebellion? But he's talking about the current day, slavery is a choice. If you're everything you talk about harkens back to slavery, then you are mentally enslaved. I know that's what he's saying. At least that's how I interpreted it when I heard it within the context of the entire conversation. So anyway, but boy, they talk about that. That shows up in every article right now. He suggested slavery was a choice and called the stupid 19 vaccine the mark of the beast, among other comments. Okay, and he was also criticized for wearing a White Lives Matter t-shirt to his Yeezy collection show in Paris. Speaking of which, in my Stream Labs merch store and on my Teespring store, which are listed in the description down below, I have the Your Life Matters line. I'm going to make a video about it sometime soon, but go check those out. The Your Life Matters, because I think that's a much more important statement for everybody. If everyone on this planet would think in terms and say your life matters, I think everyone would be better off. And especially if they meant it. your fellow man, your instead of my life matter or Black Lives Matter. Yeah, I'm not gonna. Rather than me worried about me, how about I make a statement about how I feel about you and my fellow man? Your life matters. Or to someone who's maybe having a hard time, maybe has someone who's homeless, or someone who's thinking of taking their own self from this earth. What if you could have that message? Your life matters. Could that help somebody? So anyway, those are in my my merch stores. At the pdognight.live, hit the merch tab in the upper right hand of the page. I prefer Your Life Makes Me Sad. Well, thanks. Thank you, Septus Wolf.
Your life makes me sad.
Anyway, the Balenciaga fashion house cut ties with Ye last week, according to Women's Wear Daily. JP Morgan Chase and Ye have ended their business relationship, although the banking breakup was in the works even before Ye's anti-Semitic comments. In recent weeks, Ye has also ended his company's association with The Gap and has told Bloomberg that he plans to cut ties with his corporate suppliers. After he was suspended from Twitter and Facebook, Ye offered to buy conservative social network Parler. Demonstrators at a Los Angeles overpass Saturday unfurled a banner praising Ye's anti-Semitic comments. What? What? Praising Ye's anti-Semitic comments, promoting an outcry on social media from celebrities and others who said they stand with the Jewish people. I got a feeling that perhaps that Kanye West probably, I'm going to say that he probably doesn't have this beef with Jewish people in general. I don't know. I guess I have to see it. Anyway, in Germany, where Adidas is headquartered, the head of the country's main Jewish group welcomed the company's decision, but said the step was overdue. How would it be overdue if he just said this? I would like to have a clear chance earlier. I would have liked a clear stance earlier from a German company that also was entangled with the Nazi regime. I tell you, that's why they're sensitive about this in Germany. I'm not surprised. I'm surprised Adidas, whatever you want to say, didn't drop him immediately. But, they got a lot of money tied up in him, and they owe him a lot of money. That's the other problem. So, they got to do what they got to do. So as long as he gets paid, I'm sure he'll be okay. Adidas cuts ties with Kanye West over anti-Semitic remarks, continues manufacturing shoes in China despite Uyghur genocide. So they're not cutting ties with China, but they're cutting ties with Yeezy. And that's Viva Frei, who happens to be one of the brethren. So this is the breaking news today. Now this is on the 405. This is unfortunate that this was up there, but so that's real quick. I'm going to go ahead and skip that. Because I don't know it's interesting because I don't know what they mean when they say that, and I'm not sure if they know what they mean when they put that sign up there, but probably not a good thing to put up there. By now, it's too late for Adidas to win. Kanye basically said he can spew anti-Semitic vile and Adidas won't do anything, and Adidas literally did nothing. It's been days. This is from yesterday. Any response now will clearly be a response to public pressure, not because they resent anti-Semitism. Well, they are a German company, and they acted in a timely manner for a German company, because, I don't know. Oh my God, Adidas is fine. Mehdi Hassan from MSNBC. Adidas has finally cut ties with Kanye. Have the GOP and Fox? What did they have? The GOP has nothing to do with Kanye. Good God. So anyway, lots of people just thrilled that they dropped him and whatever. Let's see. Adidas bows before the mob. If they think that's a business decision, that's the business decision they made. I think he'll come out okay. Now, what's interesting is there are people still supporting Kanye West. Let's see. Hilarious fun fact, Adidas is a neologism of Adi Dassir, the company's founder who joined the German Nazi Party in 1933 and made his initial fortune by supplying athletic shoes to Hitler Youth. Hey, way to go. Hotep Jesus says Adidas basically said they own these designs and he ain't getting paid. Interesting. That'll be an interesting battle. Whose designs are they? The company's taken the decision to terminate the partnership with Yee immediately, end production of Yeezy branded products, and stop all payments to Yee and his company. Adidas will stop the Adidas Yeezy business with immediate effect. I think they're going to have a problem. I think they might have to still pay him. There's nothing, I don't think there's a morals clause in his contract. And they say they're going to go $250 million in the hole to cut ties with the person that essentially revived their company over some words. LOL, who runs the world again? Is this not proving his point? Ow! I don't know if I need to hear that, and I disavow. It's, this is a tangled web. Anyway, that's it. All right, let's finish up with some happy news, okay? Should we finish up with some happy news? Because all this doom and gloom and debates and people and the being on the view. Oh, wait, I have two things. I can't go to that happy news. I got to go with, this is another, so there's been a lot of talk from Democrats about talking about how violent and dangerous, the rhetoric of Republicans are, and, the election deniers and all that stuff. And just how just even words are going to cause people to do terrible things to people. And they were right. If you keep supporting people who are Republicans and election deniers, terrible things are going to happen to just people in the street. Well, And it happened in Florida. A Marco Rubio volunteer viciously attacked by assailants who said Republicans weren't allowed in their neighborhood. Oh, wait. I'm not sure what they meant. A volunteer for Senator Marco Rubio was brutally attacked while canvassing for the campaign in Hialeah, Florida, leaving him with a broken jaw and internal bleeding. Wow. Violent Democrats? I can't imagine. According to the senator who's facing off against Democrat Representative Val Demings, in roughly 2 weeks, 4 individuals attacked the canvasser, allegedly telling him that Republicans were not allowed in their neighborhood. The man, who will also require facial reconstruction surgery, was wearing a shirt supporting Rubio and a hat supporting Governor DeSantis. Last night, one of our canvassers was wearing my T-shirt and a DeSantis hat, was brutally attacked by 4 animals who told him Republicans weren't allowed in their neighborhood in Hialeah, Florida. He suffered internal bleeding and broken jaw and will need facial reconstruction surgery, Rubio said, providing pictures of the man who can be seen with a black eye and blood running down his face. This fucked up. That's just fucked up. And don't attack people because of their politics, but, these are Democrats who are used to doing that kind of shit. Real quick, thank you, Aaron Meredith, for sponsoring the show. I appreciate you for putting a 5 spot in the YouTube Super Chat. He said, did you see the Republican canvasser that was attacked in Florida? Well, yes, I did, and that was very timely of you. I'm glad you caught me up to the world, and thank you very much for sponsoring the show. All right, let's finish up with some happy news, because all this doom and gloom and beating people up and all that shit. One thing else is trending. The McRib is back at McDonald's. This is trending on Twitter today. I know you're excited. The McRib is coming back on 10/31, but this is the farewell tour. So this is the last time you're going to be able to get the McRib, because they bring this out like every fall, I think, or late summer, fall, early fall, whatever. It's the farewell tour. See you on the other side, McRib. That's, I don't know what Wait a minute. This is the greatest tweet ever in the last week. McDonald's says the McRib is coming back 10/31, but this is his farewell tour. This is the Northeast Ohio Regional Sewer District says, see you on the other side. That's retweetable. That's definitely a retweet right there. Oh my God, that's hilarious. Oh my goodness. That's very funny. So anyway, the McRib is out, and there's definitely, here's the thing about the McRib. People either love the McRib or they hate the McRib. I'm just saying. Fun fact, the timing of the McRib and the price of the bulk pork are directly correlated. McDonald's swoops in and buys tons of low-quality pork when it dips in price. Then it sells it to the public as a limited time-only product. Really? They're just capitalizing on a price dip. Right! They're selling something that people like to eat, and they do it in a fiscally responsible manner for their shareholders. Duh! Are you blaming them for buying the low pork when it's lowest in price and then selling it on a limited time basis because they're here to make a profit, motherfucker? Okay. All right. I want to hear your comments about the McRib. The McDLT was a good sandwich. I like the McDLT. Let me know when the DLT McDLT. Yeah, I got you. McCheddar Melt or whatever it was called. Okay, the McDLT. Damn it, this is happy news. News must really suck today. The McRib is a lie. It is a lie. It's a pressed form cheap pork that they put together, but it can be delicious sometimes. It has to be hot, and it has to have the pickles and onions, because that's important. No, I haven't eaten McRib. Yes, McDLT is superior. No such thing as low-quality pork. Oh, well, yeah, bacon. Hello, Jethro Hetterer. Definitely gross. I'm in the not like McRib crowd. I will eat grade F pork. The McGangbang. What the hell? Anyway, McRib equals McGelatin. No, it's just, I'm in the, I get one probably every time they come out just because I have to get one, and I enjoy it the first time, but then the next time I go to get one, I go, why the hell did I buy this shit? Anyway, working theory that McDonald's only brings the McRib back when they need to get rid of a couple hundred bodies. Oh, that's a good one. This is a damn, okay, McRib's coming back 10:31, but this is a farewell tour. This is a damn ass lion. You know it. The McRib and the sigma of the fast food is the sigma of the fast food world. It always comes back. McRib isn't going anywhere. They announced that it is leaving forever to drive up sales. In a year or two, it will be back by popular demand, but that's the normal cycle of the McRib. Back for a while, drive sales, go away. Manufactured scarcity. This finale is for headlines. Well, I'll tell you. Oh my God, the McRib Jr., 2 McRib Jr. sandwiches, extra value meal. That does not look good. That looks like some plastic looking shit. Even the pickles look bad in that picture. Let's see. If I get 30,000 likes, I'll create a woman from a McRib. That's God. Will she be saucy? This is the good God above says if I get 30,000 likes, I'll create a woman from McRib. Okay, that's getting a retweet too because that's hilarious. Fun fact, the McRib is boneless because it's just bunches and bits of hog leftovers dosed with chemicals and squished in a machine. Verdict? True. Okay. McRibbed for her pleasure. Oh God. Okay, so anyway, anything else? There's a McRib for you. That's what the McRib is supposed to look like. Now what's this one? McDonald's bringing back the McRib for farewell tour. Yeah, I mean it's fake pressed, meat, but it's real pork. It's just pressed. So they are getting the headlines they want. Look, People Magazine even saying, "Hey, McDonald's bring back the McRib for yet another farewell tour," because it's not the first time they've had the farewell tour for the McRib. Anyway, all right, gang, that's it. What the hell? Me eating my final McRib this Halloween. Oh my my gosh. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I gotta call it a day. And it is a day. Thank you so much for joining me today on the Morning Night Live. I hope you go out and get your McRib on October 31st. This week we're gonna try to get some people who've been censored or whatever from YouTube and get them on here on Friday. So we'll have a few people, have some guests. And we'll just see what happens the rest of the week. I'm the breaking news guy. Tell your friends if you're trying to help me promote the channel. I tend to get things, news as it is fresh as it could be, usually breaking stuff from the internet, from Twitter and other places. In fact, let's just see if there's anything else that's popped up on the Explore tab, but we got to go. I'll be back tomorrow at my normal time, 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. Uh-oh, Libs of TikTok is trending. Why? Why is Libs of TikTok trending? Oh, what is this? That was quick. Your transphobic posts were quickly suppressed by our system. And then we at Tribal Social Network gave you a swift boot. Take your bigotry back to Trump's Truth Social or Kanye West Parlor. Okay, so let's see. Okay, breaking. It appears that Tribal Social suspended my account. I can no longer access it. I've tried multiple times to log in. My account lasted less than 20 minutes. I'm being silenced. And that's how Tribal replied. That was quick. Your transphobic posts were quickly suppressed by our system. And then we at Tribal Social Network gave you a swift... I don't even know what the fuck Tribal Social is. I don't give a fuck. Also, if you have a chance, go check out... What? Ohio... Superintendent of Ohio School District is defending bringing an anarchist, bimbo, Antifa activist, and sex worker to speak to high school students. Well, fantastic. I suggest you go over and watch Megan Fox's video. She did a school board meeting last night, or showed video of a school board meeting last night, where they cut her off. They were supposed to give her 3 minutes to speak, and they cut her off. That was interesting. But all right, I'm floundering here. I gotta go, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. Hit the like button, share the stream, put a comment in the comment section if you're here on replay, and if you want to sponsor the show 24 hours a day at pdognight.live. Also, there's a couple other options in the description down below. Thanks for everyone who are able to sponsor the show today. Black Hebrew Israelite.
That's right.
And Aaron Meredith. And I appreciate you all and people from the last few days. And also, thanks for coming back. When I came back to YouTube, I knew that there'd be friends here ready to take me back with open arms. And I appreciate all of you who also follow me on Rumble. By the way, do follow me on Rumble too. Follow me on both. If there's a weekday between 9 and 10:30ish that I'm not here, I'm probably over there because of another suspension from YouTube for stupid shit, and I am anticipating the one for that everyone else is getting suspended for. They just haven't found me yet, but I'm pretty confident they will, and that'll be a 14-day strike because it'll be 2 in the 3-month period. And then I'm going to tell them, hey, can a black man defend himself against the Ku Klux Klan? And we'll see what they say, but they're probably going to tell me to fuck off because they just give you canned answers from a dispute farm in India. So they don't understand like the nuances of sarcasm in English anyway. So at least American English, they understand English because they speak English in India, but it's there's nuances that they may not understand when it comes to brothers in the United States speaking, even though I don't necessarily speak like a brother in the United States. I don't know. But anyway, I got to go. Thank you for being here. My name is P. Dog Knight, and I am out of here. Bye-bye. Hey, this is P-Dog Knight, and thank you for watching today on the P-Dog Knight channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cash App, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm P. Dog Knight, And I'm out of here.